Mason Plus is brought to you by the law offices of Jacob Imrani. If you're involved in any kind of accident, Jacob is the guy you want. 800-345-6789. That's 800-345-6789. Also brought to you by Culture Pop Soda, the official soda of me, made with organic fruit juice and herbs and spices and a live probiotic that supports gut health. No stevia, no refined sugars. Stay gutsy. Now, on with the show. Hey, everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of Mason Plus. They said it wouldn't last. Here we are. Got a great show planned. First of all, Blair Underwood is going to be here. Terrific actor. You know him from L.A. Law. He's got a brand new movie out called Youngblood. It's a remake of the 1986 Rob Lowe movie. It's a hockey movie, and it's a good one. So we'll talk to Blair about that. And then going to do a brand new thing called Thumbs Up, Thumbs Down. Chris Morales and Greg Bergman from ESPN LA will go thumbs up, thumbs down on some controversial questions. So that's coming up for you a little bit later on in the show as well. In the meantime, I wanted to play something for you. You know, when I was growing up, all I ever wanted to do was be a broadcaster. And one of the guys I listened to for my whole growing up years was Tom Snyder, who, legendary guy. I used to hear him all night. On the radio. I listened to a lot of talk radio overnight, and Tom was doing it for the ABC radio network, and I used to hear him all the time. And so it was crazy when I actually got a chance to work with him on the Late Late Show with Tom Snyder and Steve Mason. So I wanted to play this in part because I think it makes me look ridiculous, okay? I want you to listen to, this is my appearance, one of my appearances on the Late Late Show on CBS with Tom, and listen to the Midwestern twang in my voice. I've worked really hard to get rid of it, but it is there on full display. And also, this gives me an idea for maybe a little play-by-play. Here it is. This is from the Late Late Show with Tom Snyder, CBS, circa 1997.
Howdy, folks, and welcome back, everybody. I'm Tom, and the simulcast is up and running now from the Columbia Broadcasting System. It's Monday night, June the 10th, 1996. Glad you dialed us up. For Nicholas Turturro, one of our favorite actors, and Richard Ford, author and one-time room service waiter. I've often wondered what these guys think when they walk into a room and people go like this, you know. Anyway, you know, usually I spend Mondays here reviewing the weekend, and this has really been a stinker. I cleaned out the pool refrigerator, and I cut myself here, but you don't want to hear about that. I've got a man with me tonight who had the most incredible weekend of all. His name is Steve Mason. He's my partner on the Late Late Radio Show on CBS Radio, on many of these same stations. And Steve this weekend had the opportunity of calling play-by-play baseball in the AAA for the first time in your life. Now, your background in sports is extensive, right?
Yes, it is extensive. In fact, at the age of 12, I was the bat boy for the Toledo Mud Hens.
Legendary team in the American Association.
Very famous. Jamie Farr helped to make the Mud Hens very famous, and Tony Packo's Hot Dogs back there. And it was a big night, big crowd, and I got to do play-by-play.
What was the occasion of you going back to do this particular game on Saturday night?
Well, a couple of things. It was the cable system night, and it was one of the biggest crowds of the year, and also...
cable system night.
Yes, yeah. They bought all the tickets and gave them out free. And also it was Marge Shot poster night. And so you can imagine they came from the hills for that.
So now you went out Friday night, so you'd have plenty of time to prepare for the game, right?
That's correct.
And so you got there well before the game.
I actually got there in the second inning.
In the second inning. What happened?
Well, I'm telling you, I have no idea how the airlines work nowadays, but you can't get anywhere you intend to go on time. It was unbelievable.
So you get there in the second inning, and obviously then you have no time to prepare and familiarize yourself with the people who are playing for the teams, right?
None at all. I knew no one on the Norfolk Tides roster. I knew no one on the Toledo Mud Hens roster. They handed me a scorecard and said, start talking.
I know the feeling. Every night they say go out there and do something.
Absolutely.
So now you did have a color man to help you through this, right?
Yes, I did. My Frank Gilhooly, who has been an announcer in Toledo for probably 30 or 40 years, so a veteran guy.
And how did it go?
Well, I mean, I would say that a lot of people were comparing me to Vin Scully.
Really?
Without the 50 years experience and the big vocabulary.
Yeah. Okay. Would it be okay if we showed a little videotape, courtesy of our affiliate there, to show how you did?
Absolutely.
And you're a good sport to let us do that. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Steve Mason making his debut, calling the Toledo Mud Hens game from Toledo on Saturday afternoon.
You're on, young man.
Hey, I'm on TV. How
see
about
if you can
that?
get us some runs.
Well, I will attempt to do that. I will
right.
attempt to do that. Nice to be back in Toledo, and it looks like a great crowd here at Ned Skeldon Stadium. On the mound for the Mud Hens tonight, left-hander C.J. Nikowski. First pitch to Mitchell is taken on the inside corner, strike one.
That's Ochoa.
Thank you very much. Oh, we're up to a great start. That's Alex Ochoa.
Whoa,
swung
boy.
on, long drive, forget about it.
Goodbye.
Pitch is swung on. Third baseman Hyatt picks it up around the horn in time to complete the double play.
No. Safe at first.
Safe at first base. Didn't get him at first. Alex Ochoa, talented young right fielder for the Tides, digs in, hits it a long way to right. Mitchell going after it. This ball is gone. Alex Ochoa. It's the rally train, the scoreboard says. Pitch is swung on deep. Left center field. Nobody's going to get this one. Phil Hyatt, home run to left center, puts the Mud Hens on the board. Big 3-run shot. That's the first hit of the ball game for the Mud Hens. And that was a blast.
It certainly was, wasn't it?
That was a blast.
And I hear the trip home was really a blast.
Oh, it was a blast. In fact, it took me 25 hours to get from Toledo to Los Angeles. 5 delays, two missed connections. It was just ridiculous.
It's like the time Henny Youngman told the old joke where he called the airline and said, I got 3 suitcases. Could you send one to Cleveland, one to Erie, and one to Buffalo? They said, we can't. He said, why not? You did yesterday. Now, you were close on the double play, right?
I was close. Well, in fact, I think it's a good argument for instant replay because I believe I had the right call.
All right, okay. Anyway, here is the double play in slow motion. Catch it again. Watch the foot versus the ball. All right, here's the throw to the second baseman, as you said.
See it.
Okay, now the throw to the first baseman. Whoops.
See? That's a very good argument for instant replay right there.
And a very good argument to stick to talk radio here at CBS.
You better believe it.
You're a better sport than I've known in my lifetime. Thank you for sharing that with us tonight.
Thank you very much.
By the way, you know Herb Score, legendary baseball announcer for the Cleveland Indians, I believe, who watches our program regularly in Sandusky, 63 years old on Friday. So happy birthday, Steve, or Herb. And don't worry, Steve is keeping his day job.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
All right, so everything in order, Mr. Kennedy? Very good. Fire up the Colortini, settle back with Nicholas Torturo right after these messages.
There I was on national TV with Tom Snyder. You know, the thing that jumps out, a few things jump out at me. First of all, that Midwestern twang. Oh, man, it's taken me a long time to get rid of that. It still shows up occasionally, but mostly I've gotten rid of the Midwestern twang. Second, baseball play-by-play. I mean, that's supposed to be my thing, right? Baseball's my game. I should be much better at play-by-play. In fairness, I did get there in the second inning, so that made it tough. They just handed me a scorecard and said, go. But I would love, and maybe the Toledo Mud Hens can work this out, I would love to go back and do a game play-by-play for the Toledo Mud Hens in my hometown of Toledo, Ohio. That would be a thrill, and definitely going to reach out to them. It would be fantastic. Because I do think, you know, once I was offered a play-by-play job for the San Diego Padres, when I was working down in San Diego and was about to come work with Ireland. As a last-ditch effort to try to keep me in San Diego, John Lynch, the father, his son is now running the San Francisco 49ers, but his dad, who was a fantastic guy, offered me the Padres play-by-play job, one of them, if I would stay and continue to do talk radio in San Diego. And ultimately, the pull of John Ireland was too much. I came to LA, and it's the best decision I ever made. Great guest today. A couple of great guests. First, I'm just going to read this because that's how we're going to do this from now on. My guest today, terrific actor. Saw him for the first time in the legendary NBC series L.A. Law. Since then, he starred in projects like Set It Off with Jada Pinkett, In Treatment, the HBO series, New Adventures of Old Christine with Julie Louis-Dreyfus, Medea's Family Reunion with Tyler Perry. He did Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Currently, he's a regular on the Fox series Doc, and his new project is a remake of the 1986 Rob Lowe movie Youngblood. Take a look.
What I need you to understand is that nobody's offering you any free handouts. The hockey will teach you what you need to survive in this world. But you gotta work 3 times harder than the next man.
How's that taste, boy?
You call me?
I don't work too long and hard for you to let anybody take this from you.
And here is my conversation with Blair Underwood. Blair, thank you so much for doing this, man. Really, really appreciate it. I love the movie. I saw Youngblood last night. It's terrific. Congratulations, man.
Oh, thank you, Steve. Thank you.
So I want to know, hockey is kind of having a moment right now between heated rivalry, which is a worldwide sensation. The U.S. men's and women's national teams both won gold at Milan. How much hockey do you generally consume? Did you see heated rivalry? Did you watch the U.S. men's and women's teams win?
I have to say I have not seen heated rivalry yet. I watched a little bit of the Olympics, the Winter Olympics, and the hockey, and our team winning our gold medal, which was an amazing thing. I did not know much about hockey coming into filming Youngblood. So we shot this in Toronto, Canada, and hockey is truly a religion in Canada. So you're quickly immersed and indoctrinated. So I learned as much as I could, especially to prepare for the film. But it's an exciting time because when you do a film, you don't know what's going to be in the zeitgeist. You don't know that the U.S. team's going to win. It's so funny because Ashton, the male lead, is Canadian, so a little room to put back and forth with that. But it's been fun. It's been a fun time, and it's an exciting time.
Now you play a hockey
I went to the LA Kings game last night. Sorry.
Oh, did you? Yeah, I went over the weekend. I love hockey. I don't know as much about it as I probably should, being a sports talk host. Luke Robitaille is a friend of mine. But I love the vibe of hockey, like the sounds and the coldness of the arena, all that stuff. That's the extent of my knowledge. It's fun to be there and to be part of it, right?
We kind of feel the same. And, we were like on the very front last night with the glass because, as you know, at the end, not too much spoiler alert, but the LA Kings have a little play in the movie, which is nice.
Yeah.
And they rolled out the red carpet for us and promoted the film and talked about the film, but they put us right up on the glass. Steve, that's a whole different experience. I've only been to one hockey game before, the Kings game before, and I was way up in the nosebleed. But last night it was just to feel the visceral energy. And I was talking to my wife last night. She said, "Man, this is like intense." And I said, "That's really what I think." Our director, Hubert, was able to capture in the film, that intensity where you feel like you're on the ice, you're in the game.
I do think that the hockey, the test of any sports movie is how do the sports look? I thought the hockey looked very realistic the way it was shot. I thought it was terrific in the movie.
That's great to hear. I felt that too, but that's great that you felt that as well.
Now, could you skate if you put on a pair of skates?
Oh, no. No. I tried, and I just kept falling on my butt. And that was one of my first questions. I said, "Do you expect this character?" Because I'm obviously the father of Dean Youngblood to skate. And he said initially that was in the script where I was on the ice. But by the time I came to the film, they had cut that out, which was fine with me.
Yeah, right. So you play a real kind of hard-ass hockey dad. I'm wondering if you got to meet other hockey dads and sort of got that hockey culture.
Yeah, we did, because as you know, when we have the flashbacks, we see the boys younger on the ice. There are a lot of parents there on those days, and a lot of hockey parents. So it was very cool just to talk to them and just hearing about what more about the culture and what kept coming up a lot was how expensive it is and what an investment it is and the equipment and everything else, and just the games. It's not like you just go in your backyard and throw a ball around.
Right.
It's a whole different thing. So yeah, I really tried to consume and embrace and immerse myself as much in the culture and the understanding of it. Because it is a certain culture.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And I think that. So my dad, your character reminded me not completely of my dad, but a little bit like my dad. Like, for example, when we left the house every day, there was a plaque on the wall with Vince Lombardi on it saying, "Winning isn't everything, it's the only thing." And that was my dad's attitude, and he pushed us really, really hard. How are you as a dad? You've got kids. How were you as a dad when they got into sports?
Man, I played football all the way up until high school for 8 years, and I got into acting after that, and swam competitively. My dad was a huge sports fanatic, played every sport in high school. So, he and he was a military man, so he encouraged us, but he was more low-key about it. I think he saw along the way, because he had such a passion for athletics and sports, how you can burn kids out.
Yeah.
If you push them too hard. I'm just curious, did that burn you out?
Yes, it did. It did burn me out. It burned me
Yeah.
out, and it burned my brother out too. And we never reached. My dad is gone now. We never reached, I don't think, the level that we could have because he was so demanding. We both kind of cracked a little bit under that pressure.
Yeah. And I see that a lot, and I think my dad was kind of aware of that, and myself as a dad, I just try to be the same as my dad, just kind of encourage them. But I kind of wish I pushed a little bit more, but just not too far. So finding that balance in there somewhere, right, where you don't break the spirit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So hockey's a predominantly white sport, predominantly white players. What do you want it to say about race and identity?
Steve, it's a great question because having seen the film, it doesn't really come up that much.
No.
Race. It is what it is. The presentation is character who happens to be a black character. But that's not what the story's about. So there's a nod to it, and they allude to the fact that I have issues, and it's different, and I'm fighting against that. So it's a good question because I noticed when we shot the film, and now that I see the film, it's not really so much part of the conversation, but it speaks to the specificity of Youngblood's journey. It's yet another part of the challenges, and one of the challenges that he has, but it's not the only, and it's not at the forefront of his challenges in this sport.
So I want to ask you about a couple other things while we got a couple of minutes. You were on what I think is one of the most significant television programs of all time, L.A. Law. I was a huge Stephen Bochco fan. I loved Hill Street Blues. You guys rolled right into L.A. Law. I think it is the predecessor to every great ensemble drama we see on television right now. What do you think?
I thank you for saying that, and I feel the same way. Hill Street Blues being the predecessor, and then you're right, we rolled right into LA Law after that, and he did so many. That man, Stephen Bochco, changed my life, and a decision to cast me in that show. It's gratifying to see. I think one of the streaming services in the last 2 years finally put LA Law on the streaming service, and so now the whole generation is kind of discovering it, which is very cool. So, but it's exciting to see because it was such a juggernaut at the time.
Yes,
I think other ones have kind of like Law and Order has continued like for 40 years on television. So people often confuse, oh, you're on Law and Order. So no, that was LA Law. But at those 8 years on television, it was a juggernaut.
Okay, Wikipedia check here. Did you appear in Michael Jackson's video for Liberian Girl?
Liberian Girl, I did actually.
What do you remember about it?
I remember not meeting Michael Jackson. I wanted to meet Michael Jackson. Actually, there's a lot of different cameos, and they kind of shot ourselves, everybody else. A lot of different actors at the time and entertainers. They just shot us separately, and then Michael came at the very end and did his little his little cameo.
Yeah. How did you wind up as an owner of the franchise in the Pioneer League in Oakland, the Oakland Ballers?
The Oakland Ballers. Yeah, my business partner, Gary Reeves, lives up in the Oakland area, and I've done a lot of business over the last 25 years in the Oakland area. And it was an opportunity that presented itself. But it really is, their whole business plan is to allow anybody to invest, all of the fan base to invest in this team. I think one of the fans is on the actual board of directors, which is great. So I think 513 is the area code in Oakland. So for a low fee of $513, you could invest. I did a little bit more than that, but yeah, but good. So I was drawn to the whole community aspect of it, and athleticism. And as a sports fan, Oakland has had its fair share. All the great teams. I mean, the Warriors left, the Oakland A's left, the Oakland Raiders left. So they really wanted and needed a team to root for.
What teams do you root for?
I'm a Chiefs fan, man, in football. Oh, that's
You've had it pretty good, man.
Pretty good until last year.
Yeah.
My wife is a big Eagles fan, so and if they're not playing the Chiefs, then I'm good with the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm a Rams fan and went all the way down to that last game, the NFC Championship game this year. Got so damn close to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, man.
Those were the two best teams in football, I think, Seattle and the Rams.
Yeah. I feel like that went so fast. This whole season went so fast. I'm like, wait, the Super Bowl's done?
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. So I'm on the radio every day and we're talking, sports. And when football ends, we go so deep into the NBA. I mean, like we're talking about player combinations. What do Luka and LeBron do together on the floor? Like their plus minus, all that stuff. I miss football so much. It makes my job so much easier.
Yeah, me too. I live for Sundays during football season.
Yeah, it is fantastic. Well, listen, the movie is awesome. Youngblood is terrific. It is in theaters now, and I'm sure we'll have a long and successful streaming run. You're terrific in it, and appreciate you coming on the show. Thank you very much, man.
Oh, Steve, my pleasure, man. Thank you for taking the time.
And there is Blair Underwood, terrific guy. And by the way, the movie, and I'm not just saying it, because Ireland will accuse me of liking every single movie. This is a really good movie. Good hockey movie. Surprise appearance from Luc Robitaille. I don't want to give the movie away, but Luke does make a special appearance. It's really, really smartly done. All right, so brand new bit I'm going to try. It's called Thumbs Up, Thumbs Down, and I am going to be joined here by Greg Bergman and Chris Morales from ESPN LA. Morales, Bergman, what's going on?
What's happening, Mace?
Now, is this officially Mason Plus now?
This is Mason Plus now. Absolutely is.
Why not Mason?
Are you excited about it?
I am very excited. I could say it's a thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Yeah, exactly. So I wanted to try out this bit before I have like really, really famous people do it. So I'm going to have like semi-famous people to try it out, and we're workshopping here. We're spitballing. So you've got a paddle. One side is agree, one side is disagree. I'm going to make a statement, and then you hold up the paddle the right way.
Do we say anything after we hold up the paddle? Or that's not all.
I'll ask you about the paddle. Yeah, I'll ask you about your choices. So here's the first one. If the Dodgers don't win the World Series, it is a total, complete, unmitigated, irredeemable disaster. Morales, you agree. Bergman, you don't agree.
I don't agree.
How?
Well, they just won back-to-back, and winning 3 times in a row does not happen very often. The last time it happened was the Yankees in 2000, and before that, I don't even know when the last time was before that. It was probably the Yankees in like the 60s or something like that. So this isn't something that just is easy. They have the best team ever put together, but it's baseball, and things happen. They just won 2 in a row. I'm not going to be like, this is the worst thing in the world if they don't win.
Okay, Morales, you said agree.
Because here's the thing. How much money do you need to spend? How many free agents do you need to get before you can guarantee a World Series win? And that's what the Dodgers should do. And by the way, there's going to be a strike in a few seasons. So why not make it 3 in a row? Then we'll be World Series champions for like the next 4 years because baseball won't come back for a while. So you got to win now.
Got to win now. I agree. I do not believe, I put a lot of words in there, total, complete, unmitigated, irredeemable, to make it tough, but I would disagree with that statement. I think there is a lot of joy that goes into a baseball season. There's a lot of luck that goes into winning it all. And if they don't this year, I don't consider it to be unmitigated, complete, irredeemable.
Yeah, 2 years ago, they were the best team in all of baseball and should have just walked right through, and they almost lost to the Padres. Last year, they were the best team in all of baseball, and they should have walked right through, and they were millimeters away from losing to the Blue Jays. Anything can happen in the playoffs. After winning the 2 in a row, I can't. If they do it, amazing, but they should, but I'm not going to be disappointed if they don't.
Good use of the word millimeter, by the way. That was very good.
Very good, yeah.
That's why he runs the Greg Bergman School of Content.
Yes, he does.
Sure does.
All right, number 2, Goodfellas is the best Martin Scorsese movie.
Hold on, I dropped my paddle.
Yeah, get your paddle. I knew you would love
that.
the idea of having a paddle.
Actually, I'm going to do that. I'm going to say no.
Disagree, Bergman, you agree. Why do you disagree, Bergman? Or why do you disagree, Morales?
So, Goodfellas is 1B, 1A for me is Casino. That's all. It's just a personal thing. I think Casino, it's just incredible because it involves so much of the theatrics of Vegas with the mob and the Sharon Stone angle. I just don't feel that as much with Goodfellas. Goodfellas is incredible, don't get me wrong. Both are so quotable, but Casino personally is just my favorite. And by the way, I wouldn't put Departed number 1, but Departed is maybe like 2A.
Yeah. Bergman, you're a Goodfellas guy.
Yeah, I'm a Goodfellas guy. I mean, Goodfellas is an amazing movie to the point that like it is extremely quotable. When you see it on TV, any point that you stop in, you're going to enjoy what it is. But I will also agree, Departed is right up there. As soon as you found out, that everybody dies in that, spoiler alert, it changed. It was like, wow, that was really cool how they did every single thing. And I love the background of the exes. Yep. So I'm going to stick with Goodfellas, but Departed is like right there. I
kind of am with Morales. There's something about that last scene with Sharon Stone kind of crawling down the wall, all cracked up. That's like, that movie's a little bit like junk food for me. I can watch it anytime. I don't think it's his best, but I think it may be his most fun. All right, here we go. Gambling has made sports more fun for the average fan. Agree? Disagree? Both agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
You see no downside in this.
No, there's downside in everything, but gambling has made it so people that are not that into sports start to enjoy sports to the point of like Jean, my girlfriend, she hated football. And now all of a sudden, because we bet on it on the side, because we have a fantasy team, now she knows she's watching for certain players, and she actually enjoys watching a Sunday of football for the entire day, which there was no chance in hell. Right. So, like a year or two ago, she was going to do that. So the fact is, average fans, when they have money on it, they get more excited.
And when can we get this legalized in California, Morales?
Well, come on, Mace. Those are those politicians you keep voting for.
I know it's the voters that screwed this last one up. We tried
twice.
It'll pass eventually. And as Bergman said, listen, it makes it more fun. I don't gamble. It's the one vice I've avoided in life. But I know that a lot of people have juice on it, and it makes them more interested, which selfishly is good for our business.
All right. Movie theaters will disappear in the next 20 years.
Ooh, that's tough.
Both disagree.
Yeah.
I'm kind of leaning towards they might disappear, and I'm the guy that used to own movie theaters. I think it's gotten really rough out there. Why do you think they survived, Morales?
Well, 20 years ago, they said they weren't going to survive, and then it was 10 years ago. Then it was the pandemic was going to take it out. Listen, I have not been to a movie theater. I think the last time was with you, Mace, for a Mace movie night. Yeah. But I also feel like nothing has inspired me to go, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. Now, here's the thing. For movie theaters to survive, you're going to have to offer more of an experience. If it's just simply a movie in high def with great sound, I could just stay home and do that. So I need more of an experience, and I think there will be places to do that. The average AMC that sticks around, probably not going to happen, but there will be, everything reverses, right? People want the experience, and that will still be an experience, going and seeing your favorite movie or seeing a brand new movie on a date or with your kids. Something like that is still always going to be there.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's do this one. Oh, you got some.
Oh, you didn't get Bergman?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bergman doesn't get to answer the question?
Yeah,
I like
what'd you
movies.
disagree?
I
Why
go
do you
to
disagree?
movies.
You go to the movies.
Because there's so many different movies, and there's as long as directors are making movies for the movie theater, it'll stick around. Like James Cameron, what he does with the Avatar, that you have to watch that in a theater. Watching it at home is just not the same. The way that he uses 3D and the way that you're sitting there and enjoying what's coming out of the screen, it's just different. There's certain movies like Marvel movies or Star Wars movies. If you really want to get the full experience, being in a theater with a ton of people and how the sound all around you, it makes for a much bigger and better experience. And you just don't get that all the time at home as much as it's easier to do that.
Did you actually see Avatar? You'd be the only person I know that saw Avatar.
I did. It was great. I've seen all three. I go every
Like
time I
blue
do Avatar.
people, and this time they're in the air or on fire or whatever
Both.
was going
There
on.
was fire people. They're in the air. They're in the water. They're going under the water. It's so much fun. It's long, but the way that James Cameron films it is just very intriguing, and I very much enjoyed it.
Okay, the Lakers will open next season with Giannis Antetokounmpo on the roster.
Yeah. We're agreeing on everything.
For the hell of it, yeah, man. No, that's not. I love that they have this idea in their head that they're going to get Giannis. I don't see any way they can possibly do it. The Lakers just think we're the Lakers, so he'll want to. No, it's not going to happen. I think we're shining people on with this.
No, it's a complete shine on. What are you going to do? You don't have enough pieces, first of all, to be able to do that. I mean, you're giving away all your picks. You're giving away Austin Reeves. You don't have enough. And why at that point would Giannis want to come here? To come to a roster that's just him and Luka? I just don't see that working out all that well.
It's a fun idea. Not
It is.
happening.
Nope.
Not happening. All right, the baseball season is too long.
Ooh. Yeah. Wow.
Morales disagrees. Bergman agrees. That's fascinating to me. Morales, you disagree
here's the
with
thing.
that?
How are you going to just shorten it? Nobody's going to agree to that because of revenue. And ultimately, where are you shortening it? Now, my only thought, and I've said this in the past, is you want it to end before the football season starts. Right. But you know what? There's something really magical about watching October baseball, which sometimes does bleed into early November. And we seem to figure it out in our business, which means fans are figuring it out too. And there's something amazing about opening day at the end of March, early April. Yeah. So where exactly are you cutting it?
Bergman, baseball, that's your game.
It is.
Where are they cutting it?
So this is where it's like you're asking me about whether they're going to change it or whether I think it's too long.
Better if there were fewer games.
Yeah, it's too long. 162 games is just such a long season. It takes way too long to get through it. And then they've made the playoffs extraordinarily long. It is going to Morales' point into November, which it should never get anywhere near November. It should be stopped there. You don't have to start the season in March or in April. You can push that back and start a little bit later down the line. Take it down to like even 154 games like it used to be at some point, and that would help even a little bit. It's just a really long, boring season after a little while, and it can't keep up with every single day.
Wow, you do the review every day.
I love it. I love it. It's just a really long season. I don't need baseball every single day, all the time.
I think I know which way you guys are going to go on this, but I'll make the statement. In and out is overrated.
Don't get out. Stop that.
Just thought I'd try. I wanted to see if I could get somebody to go green on that one.
No chance.
Okay, last two. Morales says more words on the air during the morning show than anybody else.
Disagree.
Yeah. Who says the most words?
Cappy.
Sedano.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
No, Cappy.
No, I say the most words that are attached to revenue. How about that?
Okay,
that's fair.
Yeah.
Totally fair.
Yeah.
Cappy says a lot of words. Like what is the game that you guys used to play? The time of possession. When you go between Cappy and Sedano on time of possession, Cappy just blows everybody up.
His usage rate is very high.
Oh, extraordinarily high. It's because he tells a story and he tells it 3 times before he gets to the next part.
Yeah. All right, last one. Mason can be a real asshole.
Current Mason or old Mason?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Who I am today.
No, you're not an a-hole now, but you used to be a big a-hole.
Yeah, I did have my time. You didn't really know me when I was a total a-hole, did you?
I knew you a little bit, but not as well as I know you now, not as personally.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question, Mace? Is that allowed?
Sure.
Who does John Ireland hate more, Greg Bergman or Chris Morales?
That's a great question. Do you have yours?
Whoa, I do not have a paddle with me. Bergman, Morales. That is a real Sophie's choice for Ireland. I think it's actually Morales. I'm sorry. I think it's you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
I think I'm just being honest here. I mean, this
I like
show is all about honesty. So
I like
Yeah.
that.
I think that I figured out Ireland a little bit. We talk about golf. You know, we've gone out and played golf. I'm not on the show with you anymore, so I'm not.
That makes a difference, yeah.
To fix things, so I think that helps.
if we start live imaging Wednesday with Bergman, I think he would probably.
We can see that. Do you want to do that? Should we?
Live imaging Wednesday with Greg Bergman.
It could be this Mason and Ireland and Greg Bergman School of Content on Wednesday.
Fantastic. Hey guys, thank you for doing this. I really appreciate it. You're early up in the show. I wanted to get you guys on board and make you part of Mason Plus. So thank you. First of all, Morales, thanks for getting behind it and letting me doing it. And second, thanks for coming on.
Of course, Mace. You're the best. We love you.
Thanks, Greg.
Thanks a lot, Mace. Appreciate you.
There you have it. Thanks to my pals, Chris Morales and Greg Bergman from ESPN LA for helping out and doing that segment. And I do intend to do the same thing, thumbs up, thumbs down, with famous people on an upcoming show. Let you know that coming up next week on the show, Bobby Moynihan is going to be with me. Very funny guy. He is one of the stars of The Fall and Rise of Reggie Dinkins on NBC. He's also one of the voice actors in Hoppers, which is a gigantic movie worldwide. So Bobby is next week on the show. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for listening. Don't forget, you can always get the show on the ESPN LA YouTube channel. Please subscribe on Apple and on Spotify and wherever you get your podcasts so you know whenever a new show pops up. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening. See you next time on Mason Plus.